Hey there, adventure friends. We're here today with María Ye pez Cardozo from Venezuela. We're here in Colombia right now in Santa Marta, beautiful Santa Marta. And what brings us here right now is that we just finished the long trek, the Ciudad Perdida, the Lost City trek. And it was absolutely amazing. We did it for our first time, and it was your 56th or 7th?
Yeah,
6th?
56.
Time. Yeah. Holy smokes. So what brought you from Venezuela to Colombia? I understand you were on your way to Peru. What's that whole story, just like in a nutshell?
I had a friend, she was already working here a year before us, and I came with this other friend, and well, she basically said to me, before going to Peru, why don't you come here, you know, some English, apparently you have some physical shape, why don't you try this? Yeah, I think it might work for you. So I think like for five seconds I'll be closer to my family. I don't have too much money, and okay, so this is a better choice. And I just came here, and we arrived to the tour operators on December 21st, and we left our resumes everywhere, and they called us the same night. So it was just like that.
Like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, you're on the trail.
Yeah. In my first hike, which was in the rainy season, oh my God, that was crazy. So yes, and then I had to come back a few days later, and then a year and a few months later, I was still doing it, so yeah.
So what kind of magic and connections have you found along the trail up to Ciudad Perdida?
Well, I think it's way too much, actually. Because when I realized I was being like a bridge between, you know, the local farmers from the region, the indigenous communities who has been living here since ages, and people from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
People from literally from everywhere: Australia, New Zealand, North America, Middle East, everywhere. So when you're like the mediator between so many souls, that is a huge responsibility, and I think the purpose found me. I didn't find it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Yo pertenezco a una cultura Kogi, pero hay otra cultura más que...
I belong to the Kogi community, but there's some other ethnicities in Sierra Nevada. Kogis, Wiwas, Arhuacos, and Kenfamos. We are a very peaceful and spiritual community. We take care of Mother Nature in Sierra Nevada, that for us represents the heart and the lungs of the world. The only difference between us is the management of the language and some of our traditions. We also have two snow peaks that for us represent some sort of antennas connected to the sun, the air, and all the peaks around the world. Our culture takes care about Mother Nature, and we also watch the natural balance of the world.
So what are you doing with this? Now that you are this bridge of communication, what has this inspired you to do?
Well, when you're a bridge, you have to make sure that you understand properly the message before broadcast or spread the word. We also have the mammals, our spiritual leaders, who live in the top of the mountains, right in the top of the mountains, and they are constantly and spiritually connected to take care and watch out about this natural balance. Before to take something from Mother Nature, we make ceremonies and we pay offerings with chanting, meditation, dancing, gold, and pre-columbines. So that way we take care about this natural balance, and we also do not offend Mother Nature. And that's why all the ethnicities in Sierra Nevada and Santa Marta make ceremonies by themselves. And our mammals, or spiritual leaders, the ones who live up in the mountains, they are constantly connected with the highest mountains. They are constantly watching this natural balance of the world. In order to know why the natural elements of Mother Nature has been decreasing our spiritual leaders get connected with this net to watch what is happening around. So that is a huge responsibility. And when I found the real dimension of the message, which is about global warming and the climate change and the situation in Sierra Nevada, then I realized, okay, I have to go deeper on this. And then when I knew about the cosmovision, the way that this ethnicity sees that the planet Earth is actually a body, and when we explode the natural resources, it's the same that if we hurt a human body, so the planet can actually feel the pain. I thought to myself, that is a message really worthy to be spread, so I have to go deeper on this. Because at the end, no matter where you come from, we are all citizens of the same rounded house flying in some spot in the universe. So if we mess up this, we are all in the same problem. Doesn't matter if you're indigenous or you came from Holland and we're Mexico. Yeah. So I found that very inspiring. We have been noticing from here, from Sierra Nevada, the waters, the animals, the plants has been decreasing. So we don't have any written language or television or internet. And the mammals are aware because they are watching what is happening around the world. Every 6 months, our mammals or spiritual leaders get connected to this net and they send knowledge. And 6 months later, with this change of the sun, of the position of the sun, they receive a message back. And 6 months later, when that energy returns, the mammals make a spiritual evaluation, and they have been finding a weakness in this natural balance. So we have been seeing this weakness in the natural balance of the world, and that's why we talk about you, the younger siblings. So the reason of the weakness of this natural balance comes from the exploitation of the natural resources and the destruction of Mother Earth. So the consequences that we are suffering comes from you, the younger siblings. The mammal says that that is the reason of the change of the environment and the natural balance here in Sierra Nevada. For us, the natural resources are sacred because Mother Earth was once a human female. And when she get transformed on Mother Earth, all the natural resources get inside of the body of the mother. So that's why our mammals are so worried, because when you explode the natural resources, it is the same that if you cut off a feet, an arm, an eye, a breast, flesh from the body of the mother. We have been noticing also that the snow of the pigs is decreasing, and for us the snow is the brain of the mother nature. So the snow is decreasing because mother is sick, her body is incomplete.
So in leaving Venezuela, come to Colombia, finding the tour operator, Expo Tour, and connecting with the Kogis, this ancient wisdom that you started learning through them about the earth, about global warming, about the ice and the snow in the Sierra Nevadas receding higher and higher every year. Like, where is the link? Like, you're saying that you want to be a bridge between all the people. What are you going to do? You mentioned that you have a book coming out previously.
Yeah.
So what do you have going on that's going to help bridge that gap? What is that book going to help with everything that you're doing?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, the purpose of the book is make this message understandable for the modern mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because indigenous they believe in a natural balance who rules the spiritual and material life. And they consider themselves like the elder brothers, and they are constantly watching on this balance. So then they talk about the language of the nature, and they say that if you don't watch this balance, then the whole planet will be in trouble. All the material and spiritual life will be in trouble. So when you say that to, let's say, someone from the modern society, it might sound like this is just shenanigans, or I don't know, maybe it's just mythology, or then I was talking to my sister about all this, about Fermin's message, and she told me, well, as an electronic engineer, I can tell you with all property that is true. Mother Nature has a language. So the trees communicate between each other by the roots. The mushrooms carry information from one place to another. They have a language. So maybe the shamans of these indigenous communities, they understand this language. So you heard the message by the mountains and this communication system that they have, which is completely natural. They are able to hear or read the language of the nature. And the nature is telling us that we are all in troubles because we are over-exploiting the natural resources. And the way they put it, seeing the planet as a female body, when you take something from a body, it's the same that when you take something from the earth, it's the same that if you cut pieces of a body.
Yeah.
So if you put it that way,
It makes sense.
makes totally sense. Yeah. And the body also has a language. So you have chemicals in the blood that carry information from, you feel pain because you cut, and then the blood have to coagulate.
Yeah, the blood coagulates. You also have
the blood-
neurotransmitters.
exactly. So same way, the nature has a language. And they understand this language. And they are receiving this message. You already took too much. You have to stop doing that, so the planet can heal itself, because the things in nature has a cycle.
Yeah.
And nature is able to fix itself. So then my sister, as an electronic engineer, she understood the message right immediately. So then I realized it is very possible to spread this message, but we have to do it in a proper way, with the proper words. So the indigenous by themselves, they cannot do it because their Spanish, for instance, is limited. And then they don't do it just in Spanish. Then you have the English interpreters who has to translate the whole thing to people from everywhere. Well, maybe you don't speak just English, you speak German or Dutch or Italian. And then when you work as an interpreter, you realize that there's always something missing in the message. And you have to translate it from one language to another. So then my purpose is like being the most faithful possible to what they want to say and what Mother Nature is telling us, all of us. So that is the reason of the climate change. And Sintana sent us that energy back in a way of natural disasters as earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, all the natural disasters. Even though we take care and we watch this natural balance, making offerings and ceremonies, we cannot complete the task, because what you're doing, you're the jungle siblings. But we do not pretend to offend you, because we feel respect for all your beliefs. We just want to share this message with you, which is printed here in Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. When the mammals are together in Tayuna, they talk about you. They say that you can help us to take care about Mother Nature, to feel more respect about the nature.
So back when you were previously had a job in HR, human resources, and what was the deal with working in HR and wanting to get out? And was it to find more purpose, or what was that all about?
No, I just I was sick all the time. I was actually working in the bank, and that was a really stressful job. I was being assistant of someone else. So being an assistant, the right hand of someone might be overwhelming. It's like you're basically spend your day following instructions and people telling you what to do, how to do it, and I just get sick and tired of that. And I was literally sick all the time with the flu or headaches, nose bleeding. I was so skinny, and I thought to myself, I didn't spend 5 years in the university for this.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the kind of life I want. So how can you feel happy with yourself waking up at 5 a.m., jumping out of the bed into the shower, and then drink some coffee just because you have to, like an energy boost, not to enjoy it?
Yeah.
So it's like you're missing the true essence of having a cup of coffee. You just do it by mechanical,
Yeah.
And then you spend I used to work 10 hours a day, even 12 hours a day. And then my free time was basically going to the doctor, and I was sick all the time. So I just realized, and then the economic crisis, of course, was okay. I have to do something. But I'm the kind of person that can't hesitate a lot. I'm very patient, but at some point I just say, okay, no more. And I just drop everything. I do whatever it takes to change. So, and I did. And all I had was $140 in my pocket. I was like, okay, I have to go.
$140 in your pocket.
Yeah, I just did the math. Okay, I 1 month of rent, 15 days of meals, and then I'm pretty sure I will find something. Otherwise, I have to come back. And then my friend told me there's no plan B. And that really hit me deep. And it's still resonating in my head. No plan B. Okay, let's just do it. Let's do it.
Make it happen.
And we did,
So you burnt the boats.
Yeah, I did. That's you guys.
That's what we did.
Just like we did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Burn the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. Cool. It's been such a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me
Really
as well. You guys.
gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Sure
It's
thing.
amazing.
And if anybody wants to connect with you, how can they do it? Instagram?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
Awesome. On Instagram, it's at Marga Lau Photo, and we'll have the link for that down in the description as well. And in a few months, whenever your book does come out, also look in the description to see if the link is now available for getting your book, which will be super powerful.
And if you haven't yet, go ahead, click subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be notified every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that we come out with fresh videos just for you.
And until next time, friends,
Adventure on!
adventure on.
Bye!